Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to our show. I guess you're doing well, so having a wonderful day. I don't know if the thing is big enough. I think it's nice though. I really like this because again, it's the importance is the text again. We worked hard today, really hard. But then again, I want to answer every single person. Guys were there for me when I needed. That is the least I can do, and I really want to be there for you guys because again, it's not okay for always. It's not, even though I didn't ask. It's not always okay to. It's not okay to always have the same person give and give and give and give and give and give because you don't take it for granted. I'm extremely lucky to have the people that I have right now. I'm extremely lucky to have the community that I have right now, and we're building something that is positive. We're building something that is beautiful. Wasn't always easy, but we're getting somewhere, and that's a blessing. And a blessing in disguise because who knew? Who knew that this would happen one day so soon? That's the pleasure of content creation. One day you don't do anything, the next day, oh, something happened. But it's another blessing because then you do something negative, and then the whole world is mad at you, right? So it's kind of special, right? And this is my dream job, and it's not about money, but it's my dream job. So it's like when you go to from 9 to 5, right? You know that you're working, and you're gonna get the pay, right, for every single hour. You're gonna hourly pay, wages, right? Um, but then with content creation, you do it for fun. You do it for fun, and then you get some good results, you get some bad results, you get some cool people, and it's really a blessing. So I've answered today, and I counted. We made 24 videos to answer you guys. So I'm exhausted right now. But again, I saw my bro. He sent me a text. It's a fucking book. My boy was a writer. I'm tired. But then again, I think it's important because Janice was also extremely there for me, and it's not a question of playing favorite per se, but it's also a important. I think it's really important to say, you know what, I'm gonna make the effort for you. I think especially since 2025, I'm trying to make more effort. I'm trying to make a lot more effort. And I had this girlfriend, and she talked about that, right? And we're kind of dating, kind of being official, kind of being exclusive, right? And she was like, she was constantly demanding attention, right? And she was saying, "Yo, you don't have time for me." And if I'm being completely honest, it was right. It was on my schedule, which is also the thing with Janice. Janice, we were talking on my schedule. It was never his schedule; it was always my schedule. And I'm like, I understand. This is my dream. You understand? And she's like, yeah, but you're treating stranger better than treating loved ones. So although I'm all up for being kind to people, I have to get my circle, the people that have been there for me because they didn't do it. They did it out of kindness. See, I had to block somebody this morning because I knew this person had ill intention. I knew they were using me. I knew I had, it's a gut feeling, right? It's a gut feeling. And it sucks because they didn't do anything to me in peculiar. It's a ton of little thing, right? But yeah, so if it was for me, dude, I'd go to sleep right now. But I have to treat the people that I've been there for a while. I have to treat them better. I have to treat my surrounding, the people that are in my life, in and out of my life. And it's such an important thing because it is true. It is true. See, I went to the store about 2 weeks ago, right? And this story is crazy. I go to the store, and there's a person. She has her hand full of bag, right? And I felt bad for her, so I opened the door, and I didn't know her, right? And then I go in and do my shopping, and then I'm craving some food, so go to the restaurant, and I have this meal, right? And I can hear a baby, and he's crying, right? And the baby's like looking for his mom, and I didn't feel comfortable going to help him because again, I'm a I'm a guy, I'm a male, It's I'm gonna be seen as this weird guy that's talking to a fucking kid, but I didn't feel comfortable helping him. And then the baby started crying. Well, it wasn't a baby, it was possibly 3 or 4, but for me it's a baby. Started crying. And I got up. I got up to help him. But or her, I don't know. And when I got up to help the baby, I wasn't able to help the baby because the parents were already there. I'm like, dude, you know? Or even last week, and I know these are a stupid example, but it's all about being kinder. It's all about being more caring about your surrounding. Last week I go for a walk, and there's this guy, I meet with him. I don't know him. And he's looking at the floor. And he's looking at the floor. And he's looking for something. I didn't ask him what he was looking for. So I keep on walking, and I keep on walking, and I keep on walking. And then about 2 or 3 minutes later on, I found a pair of gloves. And I was like, maybe he was looking for that. It would have been zero effort to tell him, yo, is this what you were looking for? But I didn't do it. So I have to try be more caring about my people. But like my ex said, you have to be caring about, start with, see, there's just this almost this general rule of help yourself before you help others, right? But then I'm stuck with the Pythagorean theorem. So the Pythagorean theorem is basic need, better needs, luxury need. So you don't think about your basic need until you don't think about your luxury meal. Oh my god, I'm tired. You don't think about your luxury need before you talk about your basic need, right? These are the first. So the first basic need are shelter, food, and some clothes, right? Luxury is like a need for liberty. So going on a trip, right? So I think there's a lot of that, which the basic is helping yourself, and that is helping the people that are in your life, right? And ultimately, it's nuts because when you really think about it, right? Janice was one of the first that made me realize that I was there for people. I remember my father, and my father's complicated because my father was like, "Yo, I want you to come every single week to have a dinner." I was like, "I don't need to see you every single week," and I started making content, and I was obsessed with making content. I was obsessed with making content. And then what ended up happening was my father was like, "You're gonna have to figure out your priorities." And right away in my head, I was like, "Fuck you. Fuck you. I have this dream. You don't believe in that dream? It's okay that you don't believe in that dream, but let me have my dream." And then I realized later on, he wasn't talking about what was more important. He was talking about who are you spending time with. And that's crazy. So we're gonna be reading the message. Spoiler alert. I read a little bit about this. I read it a little bit. So what ended up happening was he texted me yesterday at 7 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, wait, 5:30. So I woke up this morning. And I woke up this morning and I was like, okay, well, it's not a message, and I wanted to read it, but I'm like, I'm possibly gonna be reacting to it because. So the thing with Janice, and I know I just said, oh, he's one of my close friends, so of course I have to take care of my close friend. Janice is like a brother to me, right? So I have to take care of my brother. But there's also this part that I really love Janice as a human being. But when it comes to content creation, I actually really value Janice. So Janice is completely different than me, right? I'm a dude that really enjoys to make content, really enjoys to film. Janice, I'm like a bull. I'm gonna go in and head down, and if it pass, it pass. I don't have voice because we made video content today. I lost my voice. Holy shit. Janice is more so like, hey, check your thumbnails. Hey, check your demographic. Hey, you should do a video for that. Hey, you've been live at a certain time this week. You should be live at this time every single day. That way you're more consistent. And even though you're live every single day, you being live at the same time it's better. So Janice is gonna have more of a, I don't want to say marketing. I don't want to say like a business, but more so of a thoughtful approach to content creation. I'm more so like, hey, let's fucking do it. Fuck you with the planning. Let's do it. Janice is more gonna be like, yo, you should be doing that. And it's all of these ideas, like, you know what, it's cool. And it's fun because today we introduced so many people with comments. I did 24 fucking videos, and I'm grateful for that. But it's a lot, dude. And it was nice because I saw people talk about religion, about physical, about emotional, about taking time, being there for me. It was really nice. But I saw so many people with different perspective, and I was like, holy shit, I'm lucky because I get to observe all of those. That's what's important to me. So, dang, bro, I just have to upload a new video. You got me scared. I'm not going to lie. I come back to your channel, both YouTube and TikTok. See, and that's the thing. Okay. See, that's actually, first of all, that is super appreciated. So, people, that's the thing with Janice. Janice actually a really good people reader. He's actually really good at understanding people. Like I said yesterday, we had a really huge argument, and he was like, "No, I know what you did. I know what was going on. I know why you did it." Janice understand that I might not want to talk about it right now. So Janice, being a good friend, what he decided to do was like, okay, well, I'm worried about him, but I know that if I text him, he's not going to answer. So what he did was like, how do I know that he's going to be okay? And he's going to go back and forth into the YouTube and the TikTok. And it's funny because we had a story like this summer where I took a day off because I was not feeling good. And he was he was checking out the content. He's like, yo, what's going on? You didn't post today. I know because he didn't post, I know that you're not doing good, right? So super thankful for that. Super, super thankful for that. But once again, and I'm not trying to find excuses, but I do really feel that if I talked about it the day it had happened, the day the nucleus happened, the genesis, the feeling depressed was a bunch of things together, but there was the discussion with my father that really pushed the sadness tenfold. It's really, I talked about this yesterday. I was feeling sad. I had this as an enhancer of the feeling of sadness. And that's enough for me to be like, fuck you, I'm done, not done with life, but just done for now, just done with everything for now. I know that if I made the video that day, I would have said things that I would have regretted, and I would have been more emotional than thoughtful. I'm a guy that's really impulsive, so I'll do things and I'll say things without really meaning them, and that was the way I heard a lot of people. And then again, the second thing that happened is I could have told, Janice would have been someone I told about, look, this is what's going on, because we're really close, me and him, we're really, really close. But at the same time, I do feel bad if I tell Janice because, well, first of all, Janice is dealing with his own shit. So I'm like, dude, I know that you're not doing well. I cannot be saying, dude, I know that you're not doing well, but fuck what you're feeling. Here's how I'm feeling, So when I thought with Janice, I would try to be a good friend and be like, yo, doesn't matter how I feel right now. I know that you're not doing well. The important is you, And I'm being sincere. But there's also the case of if I talk to Janice about what's going on, but I don't tell other people, it isn't. Is that finished? It's a little bit. It's not fair. It's not nice to talk to someone and not talk to others. See, and again, I think you guys are going to be understanding. There's always going to be people with whom I'm closer to. I'm going to give you guys an example. The example is Dofi. I have amazing people online. I have an amazing community. I have people that are day in, day out. I'm going to have to drink some water because I'm swear to God, my voice is gone. But the thing with Dofi or even Janice, they've been there for a while, So this friendship, we've been through shit. We had good days, we had bad days, and that makes a better friendship. And there's also people in your life. There's also people in your life. You're like, oh, dude, the last time something happened to me, this person was there. I'm not feeling good. This person will be there. You know what I mean? It's also that. So, that's how I felt. There's always gonna be people that you're more comfortable with, and I think in a perfect way. I think that's true for content creation, but I think it's also true for friendship and relationship. I don't want to be an asshole, right? I'm not passing judgment, but um, in every single friendship, in every single relationship, and most of them, it's not going to be a very very big difference. But in some of your friendship and relationship, you're gonna have um people who are more dependent than others, who are more independent. So, for example, talking to this girl, right? And she's a sweetheart, but she texts me 4 times today, and I'm like, she's not feeling good, and she doesn't want to work because she feels tired, which is normal. She's working a lot, and she constantly texts me. She texts me 4 times a day, and she's like, "Hey, I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well," and I'm like, "I understand that you're not doing well, but you're not doing well because you don't feel like working, and you're at work right now. Start by finishing your shift, and then we'll talk about how you're feeling. That way, the main problem being solved, we'll see if, hey, is it really only work, or is there something else?" So, for example, right, and it's stupid, but it makes sense. It's logical. I'm gonna take a hammer, okay, and I'm gonna try to put a nail, right, and I'm gonna hit the nail on the finger, and I'm gonna be hurting. Like, and no matter how what I'm gonna try to do, it's gonna be hurting, right? It's gonna be hurting. Now, for a normal wounds, and that's actually a really good example. So with the hammer, no matter how hard I hit myself, it might not break. It might break, but it might not break. So if the pain goes away after 20 minutes, there's a stupid saying, but it's actually a real saying. Like, okay, you see, it wasn't a big deal. It hurts, but it's not a big deal because it's done. But it keeps on hurting. You're like, holy shit, maybe it's more serious, right? So with people, it's all a question of who who can rely on, right? And with Janice, it's a weird relationship because I it's a weird relationship because Janice is dealing with shit, and I'm trying to be a good friend. I'm really trying to be a good friend. I'm really trying to say, hey, you know what? How are you, dude? And at the end, and Janice, I talked about this yesterday, and it's fucking weird because every time I'm not doing well, and it's every single time I'm not doing well, it's gonna be there. And I guess today that's what we try to do. We try to do that today with answering everybody, answering every single comments. I try to say thank you the way that I do. The plan yesterday was to do a bit more, and today, but yesterday I was like, holy shit, dude. Yesterday I did 4 videos, and the people were answering the videos. They were answering the answer to the comments. I'm like, I'm never gonna be done. And then I felt overwhelmed, and today I did. But it was important to me to say thank you. So with people like Janice, it's odd because I want to be there for him, but at the end it ends up being there for me. That's why I didn't say to people. And also with my father, I need to take a step back and insight. Okay, this is how he feels. This is how he feels. I got a comment from Rhea, I got a lot of comments, but this comments really helped me. You have to forgive yourself before you can expect people to forgive you. And that's something I never thought about. I never thought about that. And I never thought that my own unwillingness to forgive myself was a direct lead of the way people treated me. You know? So that was something very different. But Rhea came in with a different mindset, with a total different attitude, with a different perspective. I'm like, holy shit, she's right? But my father, it was a case of, okay, let's let the dust fall, let's the fall out, let's relax, let's think about this logically. Right now you're acting with impulsiveness, right now you're acting with emotion. So if I kept on talking about it, right, and if I kept on talking about it, and I even had some DMs saying, hey, dude, where were you? When did you tell me? And of course I feel bad because I didn't tell people, but if I tell people, and it's always a perspective. I think the biggest lesson that I got from yesterday was how close I am to people, and how much they're willing to support me. How understanding people are. I'll be completely honest. And again, I'm not complaining, right? I'm not complaining. Please understand, I'm not complaining. I look at the old of YouTube, right? The whole YouTube, and the comments were very positive. And now I'm seeing that people are just looking for to shit on someone. There was this other content creator. I think his name is Vexbolt or something like that, and they were like, "Oh, Matt, it's Matt, unfollow him." And I went to Google and say, why are we unfollowing somebody? What is the deal with this guy? I found 17, and I swear to God, I found 17 article on why we should be unfollowing him. No, I'm so sorry. I found 17 article on unfollowing him on that date. I found one article on why we should unfollow him, and I read the article and I didn't understand why. So you're seeing it come kind of this negative space, right? But then you're lucky enough to have this safe space where people are got your back and they're there for you and like, holy shit, dude, that's incredible, you know. So yeah, but it's vulnerability, you know. I have to talk about October and my burnout and the mini depression that we had, right, in October. And the reality between October is after October happened, after I got my burnout, I didn't talk about it. I waited for a couple of months and then I started talking about it because I was moving on. I need to move on from something. You know that there's an expression called bury the past. You cannot bury the present. You can bury the past. You cannot bury the present. That's what it is. And as that you left for 7 days gave me chills. So also this, I had the habits of constantly uploading to YouTube and to TikTok. I wouldn't feel comfortable. So if I'm being completely honest, we did film some videos. I did film some videos because I felt the need to talk. I felt the need to. It's I filmed some videos, but not in the sense of hiding stuff. It's more so in the sense of I need this therapeutic. There's therapeutic, right? So I filmed some videos, and it's I knew that if I posted them, I would have to post them on TikTok, and I didn't feel comfortable saying. I see that you guys are. I read the comments when I was not posting, and you guys were so supportive, and I couldn't feel comfortable with posting videos but not answering you guys. Answering you guys came first. It always came first. It was the most important thing. And then I could upload videos, but I had to do it first. And if I answer people, I have to answer everybody because, again, I cannot play favorite. I cannot play favorite. So yeah, so that's why I didn't post on YouTube. 7 days ago gave me chills. Yes, that you're doing better. See, Janice is super sweet, dude. Super sweet. But like for that video, I saw it. I've shared the kind words. I mean it. I mean it. See, it's there's with Janice. It's a situation of, when shit hits the fan. Look around you. There's a lot of friends that you have that won't be there because they're there for the good time and not the bad time, right? And then you have a handful that's left when you're having a bad day. And in the handful, they're not all doing okay. They're not all doing okay. And I think one of the biggest tests of strength is being there for people when you need to be there for yourself. And I think there's some denial here, not from Janice, but in general. I'm a guy that's gonna try so hard to help other people, so hard to be there for other people, not to be there for myself. So give me an excuse not to solve my problems, right? But then again, forgiving yourself is important. Stay strong, buddy. And I heard you mentioning the story about your. I didn't completely understand, but you probably didn't share anything in a way. About what? About your. Okay, wait a second. I'm tired. Stay strong, buddy. Thank you. And I heard you mentioning the story about your. I didn't completely understand, but you probably didn't share. Anyway. Oh, my father. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's just. Again, my father being my role model. It's very hard. I was talking about this relationship of needing things versus independence. Me and my mom were a very good communicator. My mom, she's extremely social. My mom, she'll go to places and right away we like her. I'm also like that. My father is also reserved. It's hard for it's hard for an extrovert person to understand an introvert person. My father, it's natural for him to keep those emotion inside. And I was like, dude, and because you share so little, you freak out. You freak out. So, exactly. So you want me to explain? I'll explain it. Super recap, super quick, super easy. Um, my father, the situation. Me and my father, we never got along. Right? My father was the person that I feared. My father was very, very strict growing up, but I wasn't listening. So he had to be strict for me to listen. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. So my father, we weren't close. I was at his house. There was a lot of drama, but I was his son, right? And another time, I felt like he didn't make the effort to understand me. My father was, and again, it's not his fault. He's very introverted. My father is very introverted. For him, relaxing was taking care of the garden. For him, relaxing was working, right? His biggest pride was work, and I wanted the biggest pride to be a dad, but it doesn't happen. It's okay. It's okay. So then me and my father, we started having a really good relationship, really good relationship when I left the apartment. So I started working, and we had this really good relationship because my father was a guy that loved work. My father was a simple man. He liked hard work. He liked his garden. He liked the work. I didn't like his garden. I liked work, so we could relate on that. And that was the first thing that we both had that was relating, right? And my father would. It was a really sad thing. My father, and again, this isn't the past. I'm okay with it now. But my father was extremely hard of approach. He would work a lot, and then he would come back home, and then he would go and work on his garden, right? Then we would eat supper together, and then after supper we would watch TV. By that time, my father he's older. He's 60, 67, 68 in April. Um, he would fall asleep. He would nap. But this is the only time we have tasks together. But you're sleeping, you know. But then, like I said, I went to the apartment, and it was really well. I used to see him every single week. I really saw him a lot because we got closer, and because we got closer, we realized that we had a lot in common. And it's not because with my father, it wasn't really a we have similar interests. Is we're thinking in a similar fashion. We agree on shit, you know, because we agree on shit. Like, okay, well, at least we can talk about that, right? But when I left my father's house, the relationship was really broken, really broken. So I had a problem with my stepmom because my stepmom was the kind of person to raise a lot of the issues but not bring solution. But at the same time, I have to be grateful for that because if she had a problem, she would talk about it. And I prefer somebody that had a problem with me that talks about it and say, hey, I didn't like you to do that versus somebody that doesn't say it. And then they're mad at me and I'm not sure as to why. So what exactly happened is super easy. We didn't get along. My father kicked me out. I told her, listen, the way you treat me, there's a lot of things that you did to me I will never forgive. Now, at that time, I'm 16 years old. I don't really think it. I'm not really honest. I'm mad at her, but ultimately speaking, see, with my father and my mom, no matter what, and that's gonna be something I'm gonna say that I'm gonna be regretting later, but I don't care. I don't care. Friends will come and go. Real friends will stay. But real friends you'll have 5, maybe 10 if you're lucky. Relationship will come and go. If you're lucky, you find your soulmate. It lasts for your whole life, right? Your parents, you won't be able to change them, you know. So with my stepmom, I'm like, you know what? I do not like her, but it's okay. She makes my father happy, and I'm happy, right? Now, ultimately speaking, I wasn't being very receptive. I was a hard kid of approach. It's a I had a really rough teenage years, really rough childhood, and I wasn't being beaten. I had always had food on the table, always had a roof, but it was a really hard childhood because most of the time I would take ADHD medication, so you become a zombie. So more than half of your day, you have no clue what's going on. You're just following a simple thing. You're gonna be seeing asylum. People are very calm. They take something called lithium. ADHD is a bit that. The medication for ADHD is a bit that. So when the ADHD medication stopped, I had maybe 4 or 5 hours before I went to sleep. Imagine spending your whole day, you don't know what the fuck happened, and you feel like, whoa, where am I? So you go in and you're very reserved. You're very in your head. You're trying to figure out who you are. You're trying to figure out what happened that day. You're afraid. There's this fear of missing out, FOMO. Imagine you had your whole day and you forgot it. It's not. So I was very reserved, and then me and my father, we came very close. We became very close. But before that, what I'm not saying is there's another event. So me and my stepmom relationship was broken. I went to my mom's house. My mom, I love my mom. I love my mom to death. However, I never lived with her. My mom, she's a person that's really caring about others, but very secretive about herself. So we didn't know each other. We never lived together. It's like a new relationship where you move in. You need a certain period of adaptation, right? We didn't have that. So we were constantly fighting. And my mom was like, I don't like the way you're treating me. And it's hard because my mom has always been the nicer parents. But my mom has been the nicer parents because my father was so strict. Because my father was um, so harsh, right? So my mom came to balance shit out. But then my mom, which in my book she was an angel, she was so kind. She became more authoritative, more. She started telling me what to do, which she never did before. I'm like, wait. I'm 21 years old, and it's now that you're trying to tell me what to do. You're not used to it. It's your mom. You respect your mom. You love your mom, but it's still something so weird, right? So we got into a lot of trouble, and then she kicked me out. Went back to my father's house. Now I had broken the relationship with my stepmom, but I tried hard to mend it because I'm like, I'm gonna be living here for maybe 5 6 months until I find an apartment. I need to be nice, and then I tried to do my hardest to be nice. She was still mad at me. Of course, the way I treated her before I left, and it was somewhere along the line of, no, you're not my mom. You're nothing to me, and that was not cool because she was. When I said I was 6 years old, she moved in our house, and the truth is, she never meant something to me because I'm like, you're not my mom. I love my mom, and I miss my mom. My mom, I saw her two times, 2 days out of 14. So I didn't have a relationship with my mom, which was sucks. I'm like, you're not going to replace my mom. My mom, I don't see her often, but she is my mom. And later on, I learned that she wanted to have kids. My father said no, you know. So I was the closest thing that she had to a son, or to a child, and I didn't treat it like that. So that's a bit on me. Then I came back to the house, and I was really trying hard, and I was like, dude. And we started having fights. Now, ultimately speaking, I was afraid because I'm like, my father kicked me out once. My mom kicked me out. If I'm kicked out, I'm on the street. I'm in the street. I don't have a job. Um, I don't have a job because I was studying in bakery. I have a diploma for bakery. I had a person that said, hey, I'll hire you. In 4 months, I'll hire you. Like, I need to stay here for 4 months. But I was studying every single day. And I'm an impulsive person. I'm an emotional person. So you're gonna push. And I'm not gonna say shit. I'm gonna take it, no problem. But then you push, and then I go crazy. And I see red. And that's when I do things that I regret. I'm not good with being pushed. If I say no, it's no. I'm not patient with that being pushed or pressured. So I knew it was gonna explode. So what I did, I went to my house. I went to my apartment. I'm tired. I went to my room and I closed the door. I was like, you're not gonna go in my room and give me shit because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm reading and I'm listening to radio, right? I'm also working out to lose some weight. And she felt like I didn't give a fuck. She felt like I wasn't allowing her to express herself. And my father, and she said, if your son doesn't move, I'm gonna leave you. And my father was mad at me for that. He was mad at me for for almost breaking up his relationship. But in my defense, I was doing the opposite. I was avoiding confrontation. I was avoiding problems. I was avoiding a fight. Right? So yeah, so me and my father, when I went to the apartment, I wasn't fighting with my stepmom. So we got along really well. Really, 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 really well. And there's time where he brought it up. He brought up, hey, when he was mad at me. So sometimes I would go to his house, and he was in a bad mood, and we were getting fights for no reason. And then once in a while he would mention, "Oh, when you left the house, it wasn't you fuck up the relationship," you know. So he kind of saying it. And last week, what happened was, well, 3 weeks ago, really quick, the building that I have, the apartment building, has a rat infestation. Now I'm good. I put some traps. I put some traps and I didn't catch anything, so I think I'm good. So then he kept on talking about, hey, you need to move your food away. And 2 years ago we had a cockroach infestation. And he was talking about move your food away. And with the cockroach, he told me at least 40, 50 times. Now I don't know if you listen to what I was saying, but when you push, I go crazy. You cannot push with me. I go fucking crazy. Take a break, right? Talk to me the next day. Talk to me in 2 days after that. I'll be calm. I'll be good. So I was like, oh my fucking god, he's gonna start again. So I told him, you're telling me I need to move the food, but I don't have the space. I live in 1.5. Where am I gonna put the food? In the streets? In the garbage? No way. And then I heard her say, there's no use talking to him. But I was on the phone for a minute maximum. And I was like, you're fucking giving up. That pissed me off because, first of all, I'm talking to my father. Second of all, you don't even get me a chance to express myself. You don't even get a chance to understand the situation, or to at least try to find a situation together, a solution together. You're cutting this conversation, you're abandoning the conversation, and you want to move on. You don't solve problem, you know? So I just told my father, hey, and I didn't try to fight. I said it very calmly. I said, Dad, I didn't appreciate that. And then he got really mad at me. And then he brought up the fact that, oh, you broke the relationship when you left. And I'm like, Dad, that was 12 years ago. Are you ever going to forgive me? Are you ever going to move on? And I told him, you're torturing yourself. I moved on. How long are you going to torture yourself? And then he told me, till my deathbed. Meaning I will never forgive you. And I really hurt because I'm like, dude, no matter how hard I try, you're not going to forgive me. And then the second thought that came in was a worst. How often have you pretend like you were okay with me, but you weren't okay with me? How often did you pretend that you weren't mad at me, but you were mad at me? How often? You know? That's rough. So that's the situation. But then I was like, fuck you if you don't forgive me. It's okay. I'll give you more things to think about. I'll make you proud. You might not forgive me, but I don't need forgiveness. I'll show you that I'm the person. You can watch me. You can be part of my life. You don't have to be part of my life. If you want to, you're welcome. If you don't want to, that's okay. I understand. I'm not mad about it. I love my father, but not to a point where I'm going to be saying sorry for my whole life, you know? You know one thing, you need to learn to forgive yourself. Yeah, you're right. And that's a tough thing. Because you are just critic, right? You always are the person that is the strictest with you. You know, I don't even look at my videos, because if I look at my videos, I'm gonna find something that I don't like, and then I'm gonna stop, you know, making videos. Even my mom was like, hey, you burp a lot, don't burp. Or hey, you swear a lot, you don't swear. Or my father that says, hey, when I watch your videos, you talk fast. And when I make another videos, I'm in my head, I'm self-conscious about it. So now I start to talk fast. Now I start to burp a lot because I'm nervous, you know. What other thing? Other people can be here and there. For example, your mom, human being. From what I was able to see, again, my mom was such a hard. I was such a support, you know. But when I told my mom, and I understand where she's coming from, but I was there's my mom. She knows my father is a bit stricter, is a bit rougher, but she's like, Steph, I don't drive. Your father drive. If you need help, I cannot help you. He can help you. So it's more so like step on your own belief because you need him. I'm like, I'm not sure, but my mom, and again, my mom, she's always super understanding. Um, lately we've been getting closer. Me and my mom also we weren't close because I didn't know her as I grew up. But since I started making content, and this is a beautiful story, me and my mom, we started getting closer when I started making content because um she was listening to the videos and getting to know me, right? Question that she wouldn't ask, she was getting to answer. So we got really close, and now a relationship with my mom has never been better than that. So super grateful. And with Janice, it's funny because he likes my mom a lot because I feel my mom and said, "Oh, she's super sweet." But when I was able to see, she loves you and she care for you. That's true, dude. Like a true mom, you see. It's nice, dude. It's nice because that is something that you need to know. Like, I wasn't close to my parents, but they were there for me. My father taught me a lot, but my mom taught me how to act. My father. See, it's a difference. My father, the first thing he ever taught me, the world's a jungle. Only the strongest survive. My mom said you have to be kind to others if you want them to be kind with you. So other people said you don't have a mom like that. I was situated with my parents as well. Yeah, really love in that way, and it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks because I'm extremely lucky. I'm extremely lucky. Growing up, it was hard because I saw other people, parents, and like, holy shit, I'm lucky. Lucky that we have this relationship, right? And it's not like I said, friends will come and go, relationship will come and go with your parents. You only have one pair. And if you're lucky, you're lucky. If you're not lucky, you're stuck with it for their whole life. But I feel like I agree with that, yes. But I feel like your parents are a blueprint to what kind of parents you are. If your parents are shitty, you're gonna be a good parent yourself. My father doesn't have a relationship with his father. Um, that's probably why he's the way he is. He never learned to be a father. My mom and my grandma, they were close as fuck. They were best friends. So she learned to be a good mom, because she had a good role model. Um, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because we can't control other people. Exactly. We can't control their emotion. We can't control their thought, and we can't control their behavior. I cannot agree more with that. I since a couple of since I started making content, let's say, one of the biggest lessons that I learned from making content is you can control your action and your reaction. You can't control other action and reaction. So if you want to be in control, control yourself, which is super simple. You can control their thought. They do what they think is right. Absolutely. My father thinks that he's right, and I'm not. Who am I to tell him that it's not cool? If he believes that's the way he has to be, that's the way you believe it. I have to respect that. Generation are more open-minded than we think, way deeper about things, and that's true. That is true. See, growing up, I got close to my father, and he was my role model. But a lot of the way I'm thinking is very old school, and I'm learning thanks to you guys, thanks to social media. I'm learning a lot about life. I'm learning a lot about other people and others' perspective. It's a beautiful thing, you know. It's weird. Again, out of body experience. You learn how to be. It's like a kid learning to be a kid. I'm not a kid, but you understand what I mean, right? Maybe for 30 years we will be the dumb one. Yeah. Now, the English is not his first language. Maybe for 30 years we will be the dumb one. Maybe in 30 years, yeah. Who knows, dude? My parents, but my parents are getting better. They're more texting. My mom, she's actually really good with computers because she's working as a secretary. My father started to use YouTube right now. He started to use emojis. So you're gonna write a fucking text, which is 2 words because my father doesn't know how to talk. He doesn't communicate well. But put 6 emoji. Like, okay, well that's an 8 word fucking text. That's better than nothing, right? Um, yeah, you're right. It's nuts, and that's why I think being a father is actually super cool because You get to see the world through your kids' eyes. The world will move forward and you won't be able to catch on. You'll be stuck in your past. You'll be stuck in your... And that's the truth. Your kids will be the one to teach you, hey, dad, this is the way the world works now, you know? And it's the wonder of being a dad. I trust my kids with the new world, and that's going to be fantastic. That's going to be fantastic. Focus on love for other good people and love from other people. Love for other people and love from other people. Loving people and getting love from them. And that's something that I really have a hard time with. And you see, this is what I like about Janice. Janice understands who I am, and it's not a reproach. It's not a like. Listen to me. It's more so like, yo, you need to you need to hear this. You need to learn this. It's so easy to spread love. It's so easy to be kind to people. But I'm sure that every single person that's watching this video will have a time in their life where they'll be like, dude, this person was so nice to me. Why? And that's not normal. People can't be nice just to be nice. You know? I'm at 5% batteries. I have to hurry up. Most importantly, self-love. Absolutely. That's the hardest. That's the hardest. The self-love is the hardest because love yourself. If you don't love yourself enough, it's not good. But if you love yourself too much, it's not good. So there's this perfect level. It depends on person to person. You have to stay humble, but then you have to have a little ego. You have to stay humble, but then you have to be proud of what you're doing. You know, I'm getting a lot of love. I'm getting a lot of support, right? And it's a beautiful thing, but it's a slap in the face because you have to tell yourself, you deserve this. You work so hard for this. It's your moment to shine, you know? This is your moment. Take advantage of it. It's a hard thing because you're being yourself and you're like, I don't care about being kind if I don't get kindness back. Piece of a mistake and learn from it and grow as a bigger person. That is super important. I have to agree with that too. Understanding that you made a mistake. Okay, well, and that's the thing that we do a lot also. I hope not just myself, but we make a mistake and we're so busy saying sorry. We're so busy trying to receive forgiveness that we're not thinking about what can I learn from that mistake? How can I improve for next time? You know, it's funny because I would, as a kid, also as a young adult, but I would make mistakes. I would say sorry, but I would do it again. I didn't learn the lesson, but I learned to say sorry. So it didn't seem genuine. That's what I've been trying lately, at least, and that's what I like about Janice. You see, Janice had a lot of issues. Janice had a lot of things that he's dealing with, but he's trying to work on himself, you know. And it was weird because Janice this summer we're talking about how he wanted to paint his room a different color, and for a lot of people that's a little effort. That doesn't mean nothing. Oh, it's you fucking painted your room. Big deal. Congratulations. But I understand where you came from. This is your environment. This is your sanctuary. If painting your room is a step for you to be doing better, it's a step for you to be doing better, and that you have to be proud of. So, Janice, once again, and again, with the text of today, text of yesterday, the dude is not doing well. Janice is not doing well. But it takes time to really take care of other people. It says more about him than it says about a situation. And that's when you know that you're truly a good person, right? Truly a good person because you put aside your own problem to help others. It's like this guy who's hungry. They say that the hungry guy is gonna give half of his sandwich. He's still hungry, but he understands that he was blessed and other people that were not blessed. Talking about parents before, it would be easy for Janice to say, "Yo, I wish I had a mom like you," but like, you understand his own situation. It's like, no, I don't have a good relationship with my parents, but at least you have, and I'm happy for you. And that's I think a big person. That's what I've been trying. Love yourself because we love you too, dude. And I make me fucking emotional. See, me and Janice's relationship was really weird because, I was doing a Pokemon Go stream in a fucking graveyard, and I got a couple of people judging me. It's like, no, I want to play Pokemon and I also want to lose weight, and we became good friends like that. And we realized that we had a lot in common. And what I like the most about Janice is, and that's a stupid thing, but I'll appreciate the little moments. So we'll have a moment together and we'll share memories, and we'll focus on the memories. And I'm really thankful that I got him because, again, it's a relationship where we're both giving to each other. You know, it's not a take advantage, gift. I'm trying to help him and he's trying to help me, so that's super helpful. Stay strong, buddy, and slay. Dude. Fucking am super thankful for you. Once again, long ass video, but I mean, look at this. What I was trying to say yesterday, you know, it's also the fact that you guys, yes, you guys were there for me, but it's not necessarily what you guys said. It's not necessarily the comment that I got. It's not necessarily the DM that I got. It's the fact that people made the effort. The fact that people went out of their way to say, hey, we love you, dude. Or, hey, keep on the good work, you know? You made the effort. And then I was like, holy shit, that's super kind. Thank you so much for that, you know? People that are making an effort, and that means more to you. You see, I was talking about opening a door before. It's a little thing, but it's appreciated, right? So yeah, I see this message. I see the amount of time that he put in there. Now, ultimately, it's his choice, and I'm super grateful for that. But people are going to say, 51 minutes to answer one question, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? Doesn't matter. The dude took some time. The dude put an effort to write me a message. I'm anything I can do, I'm going to answer it. And I fucking love Dzenis. I fucking love him. He's been so beneficial for me. And it's... I don't like him because he's beneficial, but the fact that you have a person that is able, like, for example, as a friend myself, for the longest of time, I wasn't a good friend. I was there for when it was time to laugh. I was there for when it was time to chill. Then when we had a problem, even at work, that was a big problem at work. People liked me because I was a nice guy. People liked me because I was kind, you know? But when it came to work, when it came to facing challenges together, they know they couldn't rely on me. They know that they couldn't... I wasn't that kind of person. Then you let them down. Not because you want to, but because you're that kind of guy, you know? But that's the fact that he's beneficial, the fact that he's a good friend, the fact that we have this good relationship. It's just a blessing, and I'm thankful for that. Ooh.